Game collecting is a weird hobby. I can try to justify it all I want by saying I'm preserving history for the next generation, but when it comes down to it, who am I really helping by owning 9 copies of Minecraft? I don't even own a new 3DS.
But collectors also have a very different mindset than other hobbyists. With other hobbies, people buy what they want to achieve specific goals, while collectors buy. But how do collectors choose what they want? Well, some get all the consoles, some get all the games for a specific console, and some buy an Xbox in college and now it's hooked up to an old TV in their basement until the end of time. The coolest option. But then there's my method of collecting, where I just buy whatever looks, and preferably reviews, good. If I see something that looks interesting, I'll look up reviews, see people's opinions online, because I don't want to waste my hard-earned cash on a game I'm going to hate, right? And that was the mantra I had with video game purchases for most of my life. But as you can probably see by my use of past tense verbs, I've had a change of heart. Recently, I was at a used game store when I came across the game King's Knight for the NES. I had never heard about it before, but the combination of that incredibly bland name, the basic box art, and it being made by Squaresoft, I don't know, I just couldn't pass it up. I thought I'd take it home, pop it in, laugh at it for a bit, and move on. But honestly, I was pleasantly surprised. Brief review. King's Knight was developed by Square in 1986 for the NES and the MSX, but we don't talk about that one. It's a pretty standard vertical shooter with a medieval fantasy setting. You kill enemies and destroy terrain to progress and discover secrets. Upon beating the level or death, you switch to the next character. There are 4 characters: the warrior Rayjack, the wizard Kulava, the monster Barusa, and the thief Toby. After getting to the end of each level, you play the 5th level with all the characters, defeating the dragon and saving the princess. It's pretty simple, but I like it. 45.24 out of 74.4. Also, there was a mobile remake released in 2017 and discontinued in 2018. I never played it and hopefully never will.
If you want anything more in-depth, there are plenty of reviews from 12 years ago, because truthfully, I can't come up with a better review than to say, I like it.
As previously mentioned, I was pleasantly surprised when I played it. And then I thought to myself, why have I never heard of this game before? So I looked it up, and for my second surprise of the day, apparently people hate this game. After reading some of their complaints, I kinda get it. It does have some of that old game artificial difficulty so many games were plagued with at the time. But I see people out here giving it a 3 out of 10. I mean, it ain't high art or nothing, but are you really gonna say this game is on par with Soda Drinker Pro? Well, maybe. To be honest, this game isn't that interesting to watch. It doesn't look original or special, just any other bland fantasy-looking game for the NES. And I've already mentioned the name in the box art. The name not even making sense because there's no king in the game. And the box art, I mean, it's nice, they did a good job on it, but there's not even anything to make fun of. And truthfully, based on the reviews, I don't think I would have ever given this game a chance if I had seen it before buying it. And that's kind of my question. Do we let game reviews and criticism get in the way of finding new experiences, or are reviews a useful tool for keeping us from wasting money on stuff we won't enjoy? You read the title, you know my opinion. What, you think I'm going to come up with new conclusions after writing the video? Do I look like I'm capable of character growth? But this is a topic I've wanted to talk about for a while. With all the discussion I've seen on what makes a game worth your time and money, I thought I'd throw my hat in the ring and tell people it really ain't that deep. Probably one of the main places people get their game reviews nowadays is YouTube, whether that be to watch gameplay or their favorite internet personalities. And I think watching gameplay makes sense in theory. Instead of reviews, you get to see the pure, unadulterated experience. But I found that doesn't really work for me. When I'm watching a game, that's a very different type of entertainment than playing a game. For instance, the Smash Bros. Series is one of my favorite game series, but I don't really watch it that much. Meanwhile, I'm not a big fan of playing Pokemon games, but there are several channels I watch specifically for Pokemon. That might just be me, I don't know. Then, of course, there's the aforementioned YouTube personalities.
Don't look at me. I don't have a personality.
This one is personally my favorite means of finding game reviews. It's great entertainment, as long as you remember that that's what it is. You know how all gaming YouTubers feel the need to remind you that all opinions that they share are their own, and that your opinions are just as valid as theirs, and that if you hate a game they love or vice versa, then that's fine as long as you can be civil and understanding about it?
Actually, I think that sums up my views on the matter pretty good. Speaking of people on the internet telling you what opinions to have,
Another place I would tend to go to see if a game is worth it was Reddit. Yeah, I know that's my first mistake, but I'm not the only one. Heck, there are whole subreddits dedicated to whether or not you should buy a game. People asking questions like, hey, should I buy the most critically acclaimed game of all time? Should I buy Elden Ring? Should I buy Red Dead? Should I buy Pure Happiness? And I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that, but it kind of makes me think of how people used to buy games, back before YouTube reviews and online recommendations. Back when you chose what games you wanted because you saw it at a store and thought the box art was funny, or because a friend told you to play it. Because I like the idea that you choose the games you want to play, and friends are recommending games to you instead of crabby people on the internet. Because when you give a random game a chance and it turns out to be really good, it feels like you found a hidden gem. Not to sound like a sentimental dork, but it feels more personal, at least to me. Like, this is my game. I should go tell my friends about this. Also, there are a lot of people on those subreddits asking, should I buy this game or this game? And I never understood that because you can just buy both. Like, buy one, play it, and then buy the next. And it makes less sense when they're comparing completely different games. Like, I saw this one guy asking if he should buy Nine Souls or Subnautica. What kind of a question is that? Should I get the bread or the anti-diarrheal? Yeah, I know. It makes sense to see if a game is worth your money when you can only afford to spend so much on games. Why would you waste all your budget on a game you might hate? Money's tight if you can only buy one $60 game a month. Why buy one that you won't get a day out of? This video is just the ramblings of a guy who's fortunate enough not to have to worry about these kind of issues. But sometimes I think people let subpar review scores get in the way of a new experience. And I use subpar in air quotes there because I see people saying anything under an 8 out of 10 isn't worth their time. I mean, that's easy for me to say, as my time is worth nothing. But like when IGN gave that Mouse PI game a 6 out of 10, and everyone was outraged. Like, guys, that's a good score. But I'm sure people who were interested in the game got turned away by that review, even if they thought the game looked interesting. I should probably try that game out. Basically what I'm saying is, if you see a game that looks fun, just give it a chance. So what, it has mixed reviews on Steam, maybe you'll be one of the positive ones. So what, a guy at IGN who probably didn't even play past the second level gave it a 3, he probably smells funny. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is if Donkey said it was good.